Hey, this is Adrian with Credo Outdoors. I'm here with Mike, and we're going to go through and process this small boar. We're going to work through the gentleman that shot this wants to cape it out and be able to just tan the hide, not necessarily make a rug, but we're going to go through the process of how we are going to separate the hide from this animal and the specifics of most notably the front wrist area or the front legs and the back ankle areas, because if you are going to make a rug out of this, the presentation is so much nicer if you include the paws with it. So the taxidermist will clean all that up and take it out of there. There's no reason for you to try to go through and bone that out, but there is a really specific way to separate these joints and be able to skin the animal out so that it'll lay out flat and make a really nice rug.
So one thing to keep in mind when you are going to take the cape off of an animal like a bear, which typically that's pretty common, especially with people's first bear or their 30th bear. They like to tan the hide, they like to make a rug out of it. Maybe they want a full body mount, and that's a different story. But you are going to sacrifice some of the meat on this animal to get a good cape. So what we're going to demonstrate is the caping of this animal to tan it, as opposed to removing the skin of the animal to harvest as much meat as possible. Now, with that being said, we are still going to harvest as much meat as we can, but we're going to sacrifice meat for the cape, as opposed to if we were taking just the meat, not worried about the cape, we would sacrifice the cape for the meat. So what we're going to do first, as Adrian pointed out, we're going to make a cut on the wrist of the animal on the anterior side of the forearm underneath this posterior pad. We're going to cut down to the elbow, and from the elbow we're going to come directly, avoiding the armpit, because the armpit is a very hard part for the taxidermist to sew back together. So we want a cut that comes down here, right down to the center, and we're going to do that on both arms. Subsequently, we're going to go right down the belly of the animal, or the ventral surface of the animal. And since this is a boar, while we do that, we will remove the penis bone that this animal has, which is a very cool souvenir to have from your bear hunt. We're going to get down around the scrotum to keep the evidence of sex, although we will have the head with it. And then we're going to go down the medial aspect of the leg, clear down to this ankle bone right there, and that's where we're going to take the rear paw off. Okay? Now, opposite of what we would do if we were going for meat, we're going to cut this animal down the ventral surface, whereas if we were going to harvest the meat on the animal, we would cut down the spine. Remember a couple things to keep in mind. You want to have your knife sharpener, so Adrian and I both always have a knife sharpener handy on us. A sharp knife is a safe knife. I like to keep, and Adrian likes to keep, our kill kit close by, and it's nice to have a bright colored kill kit. That way you don't lose it in the leaves, and the duff that's on the ground, and the snow if you're hunting in the snow. And several sharp knives there, and that's about it. We're gonna get rolling on this animal. Adrian's gonna do the cutting, and I'm going to talk through what he's actually doing and assist him by holding the bear's arms and chest open.